Good evening, everyone. It is 7 o'clock, and it is Monday, December 16th at 7 p.m., and I'm calling the City Council meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we begin our meeting this evening, we have the opportunity, the Orono Rotary is here to make a check presentation, so I would like to invite forward the Rotarians that are present with us tonight. We have President Mary Bakken, Club Rotarian Kevin Krolchek, and Secretary Dave Shaughnessy. So they have a check presentation tonight, but I would like to talk a little bit about Rotary and share a little bit about the relationship with them. So Rotary is an international organization that embodies the spirit of service above self. The City of Maple Plain is honored to have a long-standing membership with the Orono Rotary Club. Councilmember Fay and I have the privilege of serving as part of this remarkable club, while Councilmember Fay is currently serving as the treasurer and myself as past president. The partnership between the Rotary and the city is truly invaluable. The relationships built, the networking with neighboring cities, business owners, and fellow Rotarians have enriched our community in countless ways. Tonight, we are thrilled to announce and receive from the Orono Rotary Club presenting a generous $12,000 check to the city for park improvements. This substantial donation was raised through the incredible community event, Party in the Park. In total, $50,000 in cash has been donated to the city for park improvements at Veterans Memorial Park, along with a little over $10,000 for the benches and the concrete slabs around the Veterans Memorial. Yes, us Rotarians poured those slabs. This project was made possible with support from many other Rotary clubs. We are eternally grateful for this partnership. On behalf of the City of Maple Plain, I extend our deepest gratitude to the Orono Rotary Club and all who contributed to these efforts. Your generosity and dedication are deeply appreciated and will make a lasting impact on our community. This is truly an example of Together We Are Better. And President Mary, would you like to say anything?
Thank you. I just want to say also we should.
We'll do a check picture after.
Also, we should thank all the sponsors who helped with the whole Party in the Park project.
Thank you. We'll do a picture.
Check that.
Very nice.
There you go. Those people. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Okay.
Spare parts.
The one piece that holds it all together.
I'm looking for a motion to adopt this evening's agenda.
I'll make that motion.
Moved by Councilmember Francis.
Second.
Second by Councilmember Fay. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of adopting the agenda as is, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. The ayes have it, 5-0. Our first item of business this evening is our Truth in Taxation presentation, and I'm going to turn that over to our staff, Abigail, Julie. Oh, just Administrator Colander.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Would we go into the public hearing at this time?
I thought we'd do the presentation and do the hearing unless you want to do it the other way.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
I'll turn it over to Julie.
Thanks.
Great. Thank you, Mayor and members of the council. As you recall, the budget process started with staff working through the budget in June, July timeframe. Council work sessions began in August and September. In September, the council approved the budget preliminarily, as well as the preliminary tax levy. That preliminary tax levy was certified to Hennepin County in September. And that brings us to tonight, where we're taking public comment on the budget and the tax levy, and then hope to have council approve that final budget and tax levy to be certified to the county and the Department of Revenue by the end of the month. Today we'll cover some key items. We'll look at the tax levy, and then we'll look at the general fund revenues and expenditures. A few key items in this budget are the LGA, or local government aid, has a small increase for 2025 as compared to 2024. It's an increase of $396 for a total LGA revenue coming in 2025 of $266,397. The overall tax levy is set at an increase of $132,233, or 7.54% over 2024. In the budget, all employees are projected to receive a cost of living increase of 4%. And we've estimated a decrease in workers' comp insurance, and we did not factor in any changes in the general property insurance. Looking at the tax levy is broken down by the general levy and the debt levies. The general levy is your main operating levy for the city, and those debt levies are required levy amounts based on bond issuance. So the city is required to levy 105% of the following year's principal and interest payments. Looking at the general levy, we have an increase of $2,062, or 0.14%. Looking at the debt levies, we're increasing that levy, the total levy, by $130,171. The majority of that is due to the bond issue in 2024. That makes up all but about $5,000 of that $130,000 increase. That gets us to a total city levy of $1,886,434. Again, that increases $132,233 over 2024, or 7.54%. In looking at the tax capacity for the city of Maple Plain, we're seeing a slight decrease in that overall tax capacity of about 2.63%. The levy and tax capacity go into calculating the city's tax rate. We're seeing a tax rate increase of about 4.66%. So the estimated tax rate for 2025 is 49.24%. The next slide is a graphical representation of the tax levies. The red is your general levy. The green is the debt service levy. So you can just see the trends over the last several years of the city's tax levy. The next slide is the tax rate. Again, we're looking at about a 6-year history of that tax rate. In 2020, the tax rate was at about 68.12%, and we have reduced that to 49.24% for 2025. Again, that is a slight increase from 2024, where in 2024 that tax rate dropped significantly from 2023. This next slide, we review tax impacts to different properties within the city. For residential properties, we're looking at market values of $200,000 to $500,000. Within that range, property taxes are expected to increase between $38 and $191 for a year. We also looked at commercial properties ranging from $500,000 in market value to $1.5 million in market value. The estimated taxes, and this is just the city portion, I should clarify that, are anticipated to increase ranging from $431 to $1,362. When we look at the residential properties, we do need to mention that the market value exclusion formula changed for 2025. So we do see some shifts in that formula between when we're comparing 24 to 25. And then we will look at the general fund revenues and expenditures. Overall, the general fund revenues are decreasing $57,758. The majority of this decrease is in that intergovernmental revenue line. In 2024, we had revenues budgeted for ARPA. Those funds are no longer available. They were all used in 2024, so that revenue is reduced for 2025. We do see some small shifts in charges for services and fines and forfeitures, and we did increase interest earnings due to the way City is handling cash and investments. Again, that property tax line, we are seeing a slight increase there of about $2,000. In the next slide, we look at the summarized expenditures for the general fund. We do present a balanced budget, so the change from 2024 budget to 2025 budget is again a decrease of $57,758. The majority of the change that you'll note is within the highways, streets, and roadways, and the parks. There were some shifts in categorization of expenditures between those two departments. So you're seeing a decrease in the highway, streets, and roads, and an increase in parks. And then police administration, that is changing due to the police contracts. And then assessing, I'll point that one out as well. The county is no longer charging cities for assessing services, so that line item will be 0 for 2025. And with that, I will take any questions.
At this time, I am looking for a motion. Excuse me. At this time, I'm looking for a motion to open the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Councilmember DeLuca, second by Councilmember Zyrak. Any further discussion? All in favor of opening the public hearing, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. The public hearing is open at 7:13. At this time, I'd like to invite forward anyone to speak for the public comment. Just like to remind you that you have up to 3 minutes. We'd ask that you'd only speak once and that you'd be respectful, and a reminder that this is not a time for dialogue, but for you to communicate with us. I'd like to invite anyone to the podium to speak for public comment.
I'll go.
Thank you. Please state your name and your address.
John Atzum, 1490 Parkview Road. How is everybody tonight? Good? All right. Number one, I appreciate the stuff that comes out to us, so thank you for especially making it visual for a guy like me. Now this dollar bill that's here, it's split into the different percentages. My question to the group, is this what is proposed, or is this was this from 2024? When it says parks is 7.3% of where my tax dollar goes, was that last year or is that this upcoming year?
It's for the 2025.
Okay. So when I see over here that the parks is gonna go up 49%, that would have been on a dollar value, right? So last year, parks didn't receive 7.3%, it would have been significantly less than that?
That is correct.
Okay. Also, I had wrote down that for a $500,000 home, the increase should be $191. Mine is going to be proposed at $421, which is a 17.6% increase. And I don't know why, when the market value only went up $3,000. So again, this is more personal than it is global, but this is what brings me here, in that a $421 increase puts my total taxes with the increase from Hennepin County over $7,000 to live in a very modest home in a wonderful community with a great school district, but pushing pushing that over $7,000 to me is, it pushes somebody like me to start looking elsewhere to live, because again, I appreciate everything that our money goes to, but to pay over $7,000 a year in taxes for a modest home in a modest community is, I think it's asking a lot. So, that's all I have to say.
Thank you, Mr. Adson. Do you want to talk about, Administrative Coordinator, would you like to address the breakdown? in the taxes
I
a little
haven't
bit?
seen one. I haven't seen one of those.
Oh, all right.
Sorry.
So I have
Would
just.
you like mine?
Yeah, bring it up.
Yeah.
So what we're referencing, Mr. Adson is referencing, is there are different portions of this that is being addressed. Tonight, this section only addresses the city.
Correct.
So we'd have to go before the county, we'd have to go before the school.
No. It's,
For the others, so,
no. The 421 increase is just the city.
okay, on yours?
Yep.
All right, thank you. Julie?
Yes, so I do have one piece of information. I did mention that the market value exclusion changed for 2025.
Okay.
Homes valued over $517,200 no longer qualify for that exclusion.
Okay, so then what's the value? Who comes up with that cost?
That would be the
increase?
county. The county does all
But it
of the
says city.
assessments. Yes, so the county comes up with the market value of your home,
Yeah,
and then they take the market value of every home within
Yeah.
the city and divide out the tax levy.
so you're saying that my increase on the city taxes is due to the county and not
It's the
Not
cit-
my city.
It's the city's levy, but the county determines the market value of your home. So
Okay.
it's kind of twofold.
All right.
The city is responsible for the city levy portion.
Yep.
The remainder of the market value, and then that breakout and allocation among all properties within the city, the county handles that.
Okay, so the city has no responsibility for that number?
For the market values that goes
I'm not
into that
talking about the
calculation.
market value,
Yep,
I'm
I
talking
understand.
about the $421 increase. Are you telling me that the city does not have responsibility for that number?
The city does have a responsibility for that, for the levy.
For the $421 increase?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Mr. Adsom, yes, $421 is the increase to your property based off of the tax levy.
Right,
Yes.
okay. Okay. Are you?
Are there others to speak tonight for public comment? Anyone else to speak tonight for public comment? At this time, I'm looking for a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Councilmember Francis.
I'll second.
Second by Councilmember Burak. Any further discussion? All in favor of closing the public hearing, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. The public hearing is closed at 7:20 PM. Next item of business is visitors to be heard. Are there any visitors to be heard this evening? Seeing no one coming forward, we will move on to our consent agenda. Our consent agenda includes items A through E, minutes of the November 25th City Council workshop, minutes of the November 25th public hearing regarding assessing delinquent utility bills, minutes of the November 25th City Council business meeting, minutes of the October 28th, 2024 City Council workshop, and 2025 staff wage increase. Looking for a motion to approve the consent agenda this evening.
So moved.
Moved by DeLuca,
Second?
second by Francis. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of approving the consent agenda, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Next item of business before us this evening is our staff reports. Those have all been submitted before us, and we've had time to review those. Oh, excuse me. I jumped ahead to number 10. Next item of business before us is accounts payable. And I'm going to turn that over to staff for an update.
Getting there.
Page 16.
Thanks. Thank you, Madam Mayor, members of the council. For some reason in the backup that I'm looking at, it didn't have, they were blank, so. City bills that we're putting forth to you is $272,070.66. The ACH payments of $9,786.10 and 2024 street project payment of $29,548.88 for a grand total of $311,405.62.
Does anyone have questions for staff regarding city bills, ACH bills, or the 2024 project bills? Hearing none, I'm looking for a motion to approve accounts payable this evening.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Burek,
Second.
second by Francis. Any further discussion? All in favor of approving accounts payable, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Now, the next item of business before us is our staff reports. This month, all staff reports have been submitted in writing. We've all had a chance to review and read those. Does anyone have any questions regarding staff reports for Administrator Colander tonight? Okay, hearing none, I'm looking for a motion to receive the staff reports as submitted from the Fire Department, West Hennepin Public Safety, our City Engineer, Public Works, our City Planner, Administration, and Finance.
I'll make that motion.
Moved by Councilmember Fay,
Second.
second by Councilmember DeLuca. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of receiving our staff reports, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Next item of business is Resolution 24-1216-01 is our ARPA funds, and I'm going to turn that over to staff.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, members of the council. This resolution is repealing a previous resolution, number 24092302, to create a clear and more accurate view of the expenditures of the ARPA dollars. Total ARPA dollars that we received from the federal government was $231,022.33, and we have spent or have obligated $231,022.33.
Thank you for that update. Any questions regarding this adoption and approving expenditures? All right, looking for a motion to adopt Resolution 24-1216-01, approving ARPA funding expenditures.
I'll make that motion.
Moved by Councilmember Burek,
Second.
second by Councilmember DeLuca. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Next item before us this evening is Resolution 24-1216-02, donations, accepting all donations received, and I will turn that over to Administrator Colander for a brief update.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Total donations received for the year 2024 was $24,050. That was $3,000 from the West Tonka Jaycees for park improvements, from the Ordinal Rotary of $9,000 for park improvements, to the Maple Plain Fire Rescue of $50 from the American Legion Auxiliary, and as we've seen tonight, the $12,000 from Rotary for park improvement funds as well.
Thank you. Looking for a motion to approve Resolution 24-1216-02 for donations received in 2024.
Can I ask a question first?
Yes, you may. Councilmember Fay?
Didn't we formally move already $9,000 into the park dedication fund?
Administrator Colander?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Councilmember John Fay, sorry. Yes, but any donations received requires a resolution at the end of the year to receive them into the city funds.
So we just moved it in there, we didn't actually receive them.
Correct.
Got it, thank you.
It's a good clarifying question. All right, so I am looking for a motion to receive the donations and approve Resolution 24-1216-02.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Councilmember Francis.
Second.
Second by Councilmember Burek. Any further discussion or questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. And again, just a debt of gratitude to all of the organizations that support the city and the park improvements. We truly appreciate it, and it does help make our community a great place to live, work, and play, and we are grateful for everyone's support. Next item of business before us is Resolution 24-1216-03, the final tax levy and budget. On page 114. I will turn that over to Administrator Belanger.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, members of the council. As was just presented before the hearing, the tax levy that the staff is recommending is at that 7.54% for 2025.
Looking for a motion to approve Resolution 24-1216-03, the final tax levy and budget.
So moved.
Moved by Councilmember DeLuca.
Second.
Second by Councilmember Burek. Before I call for a vote on this, I would just like to extend gratitude to staff and to council. We have spent many hours grueling over this and trying to be good stewards of every penny and to continue to honor every penny that comes in and make the most of it. And I'm just grateful that we serve a city and neighbors that support public safety, and I think this budget shows that, and taking care of our streets, which is hard because that bond is a substantial part of the increase. But again, that's something for the future, for years to come, and with the street improvement plan, the capital improvement plan, and our public safety, these are all things that need to be done, and nobody ever likes to see an increase, and everyone is affected, and just acknowledge that times are tight, and we want to retain all of our staff, both administrative and public safety personnel. So, Councilmember DeLuca.
This is, I think, the 13th or 14th budget I've gone through, and these are never easy. I take taxation very seriously. I've always said that. I do think what you said, Mayor, is worth emphasizing, though. Prior to years ago, no street projects were done. This council took a priority to improve the streets, and that has had a significant impact on our operating budgets. As our finance area was talking about, we're required to budget a certain percentage of the bonds every year, and we did another project this year. We'll start paying for it in '25. And if you actually look at the new dollars that are going into the budget, almost 100% of those are because of the bond. So we're running a very lean operation here, and that's thanks to our staff. And it shows that we are committed to keeping the water running, the sewage flowing, the streets going, and keeping safe. And we've done a good job of that. So my thanks to council and to staff.
I am looking for a motion to approve Resolution 24-1216-03, the final tax levy and budget.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Councilmember Fay.
Second.
Second by Councilmember Francis. Any further discussion or questions? Hearing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Next item of business before us this evening is Resolution 24-1216-04, the WIPS JPA agreement. And that is before us just for approval of the update of the years in the JPA.
I move we approve the resolution changing that 24-126-16-04.
All right, we have a motion by Councilmember DeLuca to approve Resolution 24-1216-04, the WIPS JPA, West Hennepin Public Safety JPA agreement. Looking for a second.
A second.
Second by Councilmember Burek. Any further discussion or questions? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Resolution passes 5-0. Next item of business before us this evening is an ordinance. Ordinance 332, amending chapters 3 and 4, requiring city taxes and bills to be paid in order to obtain a liquor license or building permit. And I will turn that over to staff if there's anything you'd like to add to that.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I don't have anything to add.
Okay. Then I am looking for a motion to approve ordinance 332, amending chapters 3 and 4, requiring city taxes and bills to be paid in order to obtain a license or building permit.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Councilmember Francis.
Second.
Second by Councilmember Burek. Any further discussion or questions? Hearing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. The ayes have it, 5-0. Administrator Colander.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I would also ask the council for a approval of the summary, printing of the summary.
Publishing of the summary.
Thank you, publishing of the summary of the ordinance.
Okay. Also looking for approval to publish the summary of the ordinance.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Councilmember Fay.
Second.
Second by Councilmember Burek. Any further discussion or questions? Hearing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right, the ayes have it, 5-0. Next item of business before us this evening is city council reports, and we will start with Councilmember Burek.
All right. Well, I started out View Santa this month. It was a great night for that. Could not complain about the weather. It was a great event. Holidays are around, so it's a light business meeting, light month for workshops. No watershed this month, which is kind of nice, but we'll miss that. I do want to say, John, thank you for your service. The last 2 years serving on the council with you
We're
has
gonna
been...
do that next.
What?
I'm cutting you off.
Fine.
When John's next. This is just council reports.
Done deal.
Playing the mayor card.
Go ahead.
Councilmember DeLuca, do you have a report this month?
I do.
All right.
I do. Several workshops, a personnel committee where we were working on performance issues, pay increases for our staff. We did a performance review with the city administrator. Chief, the View Santa, another hit, always is. I hope even when you retire, they will continue to see the wisdom of that event continuing forever. We also this month had another Citizens Advisory Committee, our new process of trying to get some city involvement. And by the way, if anybody would like to join that group, we do have some openings in that group. We're looking at public spaces in order to try to see what we could do to improve our public spaces. So council be prepared. In the spring, Kevin and I are going to be bringing some recommendations back to the council about how to improve our public spaces in a way that even we were not seeing things that our Citizen Advisory Committee has seen. So some good stuff coming.
Thank you for that update, Councilmember DeLuca. Councilmember Francis.
Thank you, Mayor. Started off the month also with the View Santa. It's always a highlight. I love the little bag of treats that get handed out. Attended Planning Commission. A lot of exciting things happening there. that hopefully council will see in the next couple months. Attended workshops, in tonight's council, and I think the only meeting I have left for this month is our rebranding. So it's been a light month, but a busy month with the holidays coming up in the next 2 weeks, so that's all I have to report.
Councilmember Fay, would you like to give your council report? for the
My
month?
last one. Like Councilmember Barack and Francis said, it's been a light month. We're only halfway through it, but it has been light. I continue to attend and will continue to attend Orono Rotary. And as you saw in tonight's presentation and what the mayor had mentioned, it's a good relationship that the Rotary Club has with the city. To date, I've attended a pair of workshops. Tonight's business meeting, we had an administrator review earlier, and as far as View Santa, I was not in town for that, so that is literally the first time in I don't know how many years I have not seen View Santa. But I gotta tell you something funny. A new resident chief said, talked to my daughter and said, "You're not gonna believe it. This city has a one float parade."
Welcome to Maple Plain.
A one float parade.
And there's a lot of swap parts in it.
So congratulations on another successful year. And the weather cooperated too.
Yes, it has been a slower month. I've been able to attend Rotary. We adopted 11 seniors at Haven Home, so that's always fun to shop for them and drop off the gifts and see their faces. So again, just such an honor to be part of that group on behalf of the city. We've had workshops, regional council mayors. We spent a lot of time hearing about how political norms are changing. And then the last half of the meeting, we heard from 4 outgoing mayors. And those mayors together respectively represented 106 years of service. So they were each given 10 to 15 minutes to share words of wisdom, and it was amazing and very inspiring. So one of them being our very own Mayor Marvin Johnson next door. So kudos to all of them and their wisdom and what they have done. Personnel has been busy with just evaluations and everything going on, some stuff tonight. Rebranding's been meeting. Northwest Hennepin League of Municipalities, we met, and all of the mayor-elects were invited. And we did city updates with the big discussion being city levies and just how hard cities all around us, and especially in Hennepin County, are being hit, and just how hard that is for everyone. I was able to attend Mayor Johnson's last council meeting, and we had a cake reception afterwards for his 45 years of service and legacy, so it was an honor to be there and hear him hit the gavel. The American Legion Auxiliary Holiday Gathering is always a great time to be together. View Santa, which has been going on for 44 years. I've lived in this community for 45 years, so it's just so many great memories. I remember being a kid when they used to give out basketballs and softballs and from Gage Marketing. And this year, Chief Crails was interviewed by Kara Levin, so it was fun to see Maple Plain on the news, and just a great long-standing tradition. Another reason to be proud of this community. Was able to attend a reception at the schools honoring outgoing school board members Mike Bash and Allie Howe. So thank them for their service. And again, you know, great cities need great schools. So with that, we will now move on to the farewell presentation. And I did not mean to so rudely cut you off, but at this time, if any council member would like to say anything, I will give you a couple minutes before I begin the official presentation. So we will start with Councilmember Burak, since I know he has something.
All right, I'll just.
You want to stand up?
Nope.
You sure?
Nope. Yep.
Okay.
I just want to say over the last 2 years, serving on council with you has been truly enjoyable. Your meticulous approach at every issue and your unwavering advocacy for the community has made a significant impact. I will sincerely miss your insight and dedication. As you move on to your new endeavors, know that you have left a lasting contribution. Looking forward to seeing you as a visitor to be heard and as a valued citizen in our council chambers. Thank you, John.
We might have to limit those visitors to be heard passes.
3 minutes.
Just kidding.
I think we
Anyone
change
else have
that to
anything
2.
before I start? Councilmember
I do.
Lugo.
I do. John, you and I have worked together for 8+ years. I've gotten to know you as a colleague, as a friend. I don't think I've ever seen somebody as attentive to the details as you are. That will be missed here. And when it comes to time dedicated to studying a packet, to reading the materials, figuring out what's behind the numbers or behind the story, I can't think of anybody better to do that. As you walk away from this, know you have served this city well. And people will look back and go, John did well. And I hope you think that same way.
Thank you, Councilmember DeLuca. Councilmember Francis?
John, it's been a pleasure. I came into this very green being appointed and got to spend time with you on the Finance Committee. And it's fun to see someone else excited about numbers. Because as I'm an accounting professional and we're usually pretty dry and people's eyes glaze over when we talk numbers, but with you, you taught me some great insights and helped me to expand my knowledge of those numbers. Helped me to understand what city budgets are all about. I've enjoyed my time. There were times where I was frustrated, but I learned from them. You know, and you were always open to discuss and to talk, and I appreciate that very much.
Thank you.
You will be missed.
Thank you. Do you want to say something? All right, Administrator Colander's giving me the look.
Bye-bye.
Oh.
Just kidding.
Oh, that's brutal.
I actually want to say, albeit sometimes a little annoying, you truly do pay attention to the numbers, and I have graciously appreciated that. I am not a huge numbers guy. I've always said that, and some of our conversations have made some things make sense and makes me look at a different direction. And I have to say I really appreciate that, and I'm going to miss that, so feel free to continue looking at the packets and sending me that advice. But I really do appreciate it.
Anyone else at the table want to say anything? All right. So for the past 13 years, Councilmember Fay has faithfully served this community. 8 years as a council member and 5 years prior as a planning commissioner. In his 13 years of dedicated service, I can't even begin to estimate how many meetings he has attended, how many packets he has read, and how much time he has spent preparing and researching for meetings. Anyone who has had the privilege of serving alongside Councilmember Fay knows that he is a numbers person and has an astonishing attention to detail. Both skills we will truly miss. Councilmember Fay has been a steadfast leader, forward-thinking, prepared for challenges, and well-organized. He has faithfully served this community in various roles: the Watershed, Fire Commission, Finance Committee, Personnel Committee, Rotary, and many others. He is not afraid to get his hands dirty and lead by example. In those roles, he has poured concrete, built Gaga pits, walked the parks and streets, pounded numerous stakes into the ground, compiled data, designed and built American Flake storage boxes, and so much more. Since its inception, he has been a driving force behind Party in the Park, giving countless hours to ensure its success. Councilmember Fay, you have clearly made a significant impact on this great community and built a lasting legacy. Even though farewell seems a bit too final, it's reassuring to know that you will still be around as a neighbor, a friend, and a community leader. Public service is a calling. It is hard work and often unsung, but you have done it so well. I am grateful to have had the opportunity to serve alongside you on the same team. On behalf of our neighbors, the City Council, and the staff, it is my privilege tonight to present you with this street sign as a small token of our appreciation. I know this is scary, but I'm going to give Councilmember Fay the mic now, so do we need to set the timer?
No.
Okay.
No.
It's your turn, sir.
What
If
she
you'd like to
said.
say anything.
Turn on your microphone.
What you said.
Oh,
Thank you all. Really, I need to reciprocate the thank yous because we all come from different walks of life and we all bring a completely different skill set to this entity, and city governance is a collaborative group, and I think over the course of the past 8 years with multiple city administrators and different council members and different staff and things of that nature, I think we've done a pretty good job. And prior to running, I did try to, believe it or not, start to account for the amount of hours that went in. And I stopped, and because it literally is thousands. So when we take an aggregate group and say the preparation for and the attendance in business meetings and workshops and public hearings and closed door meetings and commissions and clubs and all that, we literally have thousands and thousands of hours into this, but we do it for one reason, and that is to really supply great public services at a responsible cost to the taxpayers, and that's the bottom line. So my thanks go out to you. The kind words, I'll appreciate it forever. Thank you, all of you, and I wish this was not goodbye, but goodbye.
well, I don't believe it's in goodbyes, I believe in see you laters. So again, thank you for your public service, and we are grateful for you and the legacy you have left.
Thank you.
With that, I am looking for a motion to adjourn.
Can I make that motion?
If you're honored. And a second?
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Fay, second by Councilmember Francis to adjourn the meeting. The meeting is adjourned at 7:48.